Wycombe regain the lead over in League One after Birmingham dropped points against Stockport County. What's that done to the playoff race? We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match number 25. That's right, over in League One. And we'll get to that in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to stop shop for League One, Blackpool Rovers, World Football. We're going to all hear under Warooski. That's right. Birmingham are still in the top two. Of course, 2 points clear over Wrexham. They've also got 2 games in hand on their Welsh Wonders, aka Hollywood FC. But what about the race to join them in those automatic spots? We'll take a closer look at that in a second. A big shout out to the members, you know who you are, and a big shout out to the Patreons, you know who you are. But what we're going to do now is revisit those opening day games of 2025, bring it bang up to date with everything in the table and more. Sit tight, hold on, here we go. Alrighty then, folks, let's turn the clock back to New Year's Day, which was just yesterday. And of course, take a look at the results. That's right, some bangers in here. Barnsley right back in the thick of things with a 2-1 win over Wrexham, of course, at Oakwell. I went the other way on my picks. Meanwhile, Blackpool could only draw against Shrewsbury. I think the writing is on the wall for Blackpool. I think they're going to have another season in League One. I just don't think they have the quality in the end. Bristol Rovers with a loss against Leyton Orient. Those guys are well and truly in the mixer here for playoffs. I cannot believe what I'm watching with Leyton Orient. I'm happy to see. I'd love to see them in the Championship. I really would. Burton, massive point in the end, 2-2 against Peterborough. Did go for the win. Close to getting that win. Cambridge did lose to Reading 3-1 in the end. Reading are also still well on, truly on track here. And whatever happens with Reading, you've got to give them credit for what they're doing because of the limited resources. Crawley and Charlton, that's postponed. We'll come back to that another day. Lincoln did lose to Rotherham. 1-0 on that one. I went with the 2-2 draw. Mansfield did beat Bolton. I called it, guys, and it does look frustration times for Bolton. They might be at the wit's end with the current coach, so they might be something bubbling in that department very, very soon. Northampton Town with a 0-0 draw at Stevenage. Called it, lads, called it. Stockport could only draw with Birmingham. I went with the win myself, but it was a draw in the end. And then Wigan and Huddersfield also postponed. Wycombe did beat Exeter to go back to top spot. That is right, guys. So kudos to those. This is the table as you see it right here, right now. It is level on points. Birmingham do have a game on Wycombe. They also have 2 games on hand on Wrexham. But you've got to win those, guys. You've got to win them first. Wrexham are in 3rd spot with 48 points and, of course, can get into top spot with a win and a little bit of luck themselves this weekend. Going down, it is still Burton. It is Cambridge, Shrewsbury, Crawley right now. But don't ride out the likes of Peterborough. I think they're in trouble here, guys. They need results and fast. It does look, though, between Northampton Town and down at the moment, but that could all change dramatically in the next round of games. Of course, take a little look at the link for the prediction league. We'll bring you back up to date with that the next time I see you. Of course, we should be through the madness right here after these games, and then of course we have a bit of a chance to play catch up with a lot of admin. So that is that. These are the next round of games, and they're coming at you thick and fast. Starting, of course, I think they're all on the 4th of January. We're going to start with a trip to the Pirelli. That's right. It's Burton Albion up against Northampton Town. Northampton Town now have had it for a while. Kevin Nolan in charge up against Burton under Gary Bowyer. Played each other 19 times in 2009. 8 wins for Burton, 7 wins for Northampton. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Burton still rock bottom with 14 points for the season. Coming at you last time around over at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Northampton Town. That was back in February 2024. 2-0 win at the Pirelli. They also played each other this season at Sixfields. It was a 0-0 draw back in August. And of course, Burton with a 5-2 win over Northampton Town, also at Sixfields in the EFL Trophy this campaign. Burton with a 2-2 draw against Peterborough. Northampton Town with that 0-0 against Stevenage. The odds for this one, though, 23-20 is your Burton, 11-5 is your Northampton Town, 23-10 is, of course, the draw on this one, which it does feel like it could be a draw, but I'm actually leaning towards a Burton victory here with a 2-1 win in the end. Got that Gary Bowyer effect in. Of course, he will get his first victory. Of course, it's just around the corner. Meanwhile, Cambridge are up against Bristol Rovers, also a bit of a relegation crunch clash this one. Played each other 14 times since 2002, 5 wins Cambridge, 8 wins for Bristol Rovers. It's been just 1 draw between the two sides. Both sides coming into this on the back of 8% form for them. That's, of course, winless in the last 6 matches, just 1 draw apiece. 23rd in the table to Cambridge, 17 points for the season, up against Bristol Rovers, 22 points for the campaign, 20th in the old league table right now. Last time around over at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Cambridge. That was back in August 2023. They also played each other at the Memorial Stadium, Memorial Field, whatever you want to call it, back in August. It was a 2-0 win for Bristol Rovers on this one. Bristol Rovers did lose to Leyton Orient last time around, 3-2 it was. Cambridge also losing to Reading at home. Both sides were at home last time around. Of course, the odds for this one, 11 to 10 is your Cambridge, 11 to 5 is your Bristol Rovers, 5 to 2 is, of course, the draw. Going to go with a 1-0 win here for Cambridge United. Bristol Rovers under the new coach. I don't think it's going to work out just yet. But I think it's going to be an important win for Cambridge. None the same. Meanwhile, we'll go to Oakwell. Barnsley up against Crawley. Played each other 3 times in 2014. 1 for Barnsley, 2 for Crawley. There's been 0 draws between the two sides. Barnsley under Darryl Clark. 3 wins on the spin for them. They've actually picked up 4 wins of the last 5. They're 6th in the table, 39 points for the season. I had my doubts about Darryl Clark, but he's proven to me to be just right now. Crawley under Robert Elliott starting to get a little bit stodgy for them right now. Just 1 win in the last 6 games, 21st in the table, 20 points for the season. They played each other 3 times since 2014. 1 for Barnsley, 2 for Crawley. 0 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at Oakwell was way back in August 2014. It was a 1-0 win for Crawley, that's right. Wrexham, though, did lose to Barnsley at Oakwell most recently, and Crawley with that 4-4 thriller at Exeter. I think they might be playing. Are they playing? They're not playing tonight, are they? But they haven't played since the 29th of December. The game was postponed. That's right. Meanwhile, kicking on for the odds. 2 to 1 on is your Barnsley, 5 to 1 is your Crawley, 60 to 5 is the draw. Barnsley will win this one. 3-1 win. Job done. More points in the bag. And of course, getting their teeth sunk into one of them playoff spots right now. Meanwhile, Charlton up against Reading in a bit of a ding-dong classic over at the Valley. That's right. Charlton under Nathan Jones starting to get some good form right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. 11th in the table, 33 points for the season. Up against Reading under Noel Hunt. 3 wins on the bounce for him and Reading right now. Played each other 26 times since 1994. 9 wins for Charlton. 12 wins for Reading. There's been 5 draws between the two sides. Of course, Reading are in 5th with 40 points compared to Charlton, who were 11th with 33 points. The last time they played at the Valley, it was a 4-0 win for Reading back in October 2023. They've also played each other just the one time this season. It was at the Matchday back in August. It was a 2-0 win for Reading. Reading on the back of a 3-1 win over Cambridge. Charlton with a 2-1 win over Wycombe, of course. This will be their 3rd home game on the bounce. That's right. They've scored 9 goals in the last 3 games combined. 11 to 8 on is your Charlton. 7 to 2 is your Reading. 27 to 10 is the draw. It does feel like a Charlton victory here. Reading have been playing out of their skins of late, but I'm going to go with a 2-0 win Charlton on this one over at the Valley. Meanwhile, Exeter up against Bolton. This could be it for Bolton because they still have playoff dreams and they need to be winning these sort of games. It's mid-table up against mid-table. Exeter under Gary Caldwell. 13th in the table, 31 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 4. Up against Bolton under Ian Everett. Just 1 win in the last 5. They're 10th. 34 points for the season. Now they played each other 7 times since 2021. 2 wins for Exeter, 3 wins for Bolton. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. The last time they played each other over at Exeter, it was a 2-2 draw back in March 2024. They also played each other at Bolton. This campaign was a 2-0 win for Exeter back in August this season. Exeter on the back of that 2-1 loss to Wycombe. Bolton losing to Mansfield. Both sides on the back of defeats heading into this one. 21 to 10 is your Exeter. 23 to 20 is your Bolton. 13 to 5 is the draw. With a 2-1 win for Bolton. Wanderers on this one. I think it is last chance saloon for Ian Everett. They've got to get winning. They've got to get a win here. Otherwise, not only is their season over, but his job could be over. So I'm going to go with Bolton to take the points and move the chains. Huddersfield against Rotherham. That's right, coming at the John Smith's McAlpine Stadium. That's right, Huddersfield under Michael Duff. 67% form for them right now. They sit 4th in the table, 43 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 matches. Up against Rotherham, Steve Evans, just 1 win in the last 4. They are 17th with 27 points for the season. It's been a disappointing season for Rotherham and Steve Evans. They have played each other 22 times since 2005. 13 wins for Huddersfield, 3 wins for Rotherham. There's been 6 draws between the two sides, with the last time they played at this very venue being a 2-0 win for Huddersfield back in September 2023 in the Championship. However, they also played each other at the New York Stadium back in August. It was a 2-1 win for Rotherham. That's right. Rotherham on the back of that 1-0 win over Lincoln. They do come into this with their tails up of sorts. Huddersfield with that draw against Burton, of course, way back on the 29th of December. The odds for this one, 4 to 3 on is your Huddersfield, 50 to 4 is, of course, your Rotherham, and 12 to 5 is the draw. I'm going to go with a Huddersfield draw on this one. I think they'll take the point. Rotherham will cause a bit of frustrations. It's another point in the bag. It's not really, it's a major point for Rotherham, but realistically they need to be, if they're going to be contenders, Rotherham, I'm talking about Rotherham here, they've got to be winning this game. Same can be said for Huddersfield, realistically. They're in the top 4. They want to be closing into the top 2. They've got to be winning this game, but I can't see a victor at the moment. Meanwhile, the Orient, that's Leyton Orient, up against Shrewsbury, coming at Brisbane Road. Richie Wellens' boys are 8th for the table, 34 points for the season, 92% form for them right now. Just what we're looking at, unbeaten in the last 6 matches, picking up 5 wins of the last 6. Shrewsbury under Gareth Ainsworth, unbeaten in the last 4, sitting 22nd in the table with 17 points for the season. They played each other 12 times in 2003, 7 wins for the Orient, 4 wins for Shrewsbury. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last time they played over at Brisbane Road, it was a 1-0 win for Leyton Orient back in September 2023. That was in League One. They also played each other at Shrewsbury this campaign back in August. It was a 3-0 win for Shrewsbury. Of course, Shrewsbury have only won once in the last 6 against the Orient. That was the most recent match this season. Leyton Orient, though, on the back of that 3-2 win on the road to Bristol. Rovers, Shrewsbury with back-to-back draws. Drawn with Northampton, drawn with Blackpool. This might be a bridge too far for them, though. The odds here, 7-4 on is your Leyton Orient, 19-4 is your Shrewsbury, 27-10 is the draw. I'm going to go with, of course, I'm going to go with the Orient here. I'm going to go with the 3-1 win. I love Gareth Ainsworth, but unfortunately, the Orient are just fucking flying right now. Meanwhile, Lincoln, they're up against Stevenage, coming at you over at Sincil Bank. That's right, Lincoln under Michael Scabula, 12th in the table, 31 points for the season. 3 defeats on the spin for Lincoln right now. Up against Stevenage under Alex Revel, going under the radar right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. 14th in the table, 30 points for the season. They could also get themselves into that playoff discussion at the moment. 9 times they have played since 2010. 4 wins for Lincoln, 3 wins for Stevenage. 2 draws between the two sides. Lincoln coming into this on the back of a 1-0 loss to Rotherham. Stevenage with that 0-0 draw against Northampton Town. The last time they played at this venue, it was a 0-0 draw. They also played at Stevenage at the start of the season. It was a 1-0 win for Lincoln. So not many goals in the last couple of games here. In fact, the last 3, there's only been 2 goals scored on this one. The bookies, though, for this, they go, what are we looking at here? Lincoln even Stevenage for the victory. 29-10 is your Stevenage. 21-10 is, of course, the draw. I'm going with a Lincoln victory, I think. Just a 1-0 win. Again, not much, just enough to keep moving the change. Meanwhile, Stockport County up against a team that just continues to stay here. No matter what you chuck at them, Mansfield are still there or thereabouts. Played each other 17 times since 2002. 3 wins for Stockport, 10 wins for Mansfield. 4 times they played that ended up as a draw. Stockport under David Challoner, just 1 win in the last 6 matches. They are 7th in the table, 38 points for the season. Up against Mansfield, who are 9th in the table, 34 points for the season. Of course, coming at you on 58% form, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Last time they played each other at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Mansfield. Back on New Year's Day 2024. They also played each other this season at Mansfield. It was a 1-1 draw back in August. Mansfield, of course, unbeaten against Stockport over the last 6, picking up 4 wins and a couple of draws. Stockport, though, on the back of a couple of draws themselves, drawing with Rotherham on the road, drawing with Birmingham at home. Mansfield on the back of a 2-1 win over Bolton, which, of course, gives them a big old boost in their race for the playoffs. 21-20 is your Stockport. 25 is the draw. 25 is also your away win, Mansfield. I'm going with a Stockport victory here, but realistically, it could go either way. You're going to have a 2-1 win. None the same. Wigan up against Birmingham coming at the DW. That's right. Wigan under Sean Maloney. 60th for the table. 27 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 4 matches. Up against Birmingham under Chris Davies. Back-to-back games now without a win. They sit 2nd in the table. 50 points for the season. 21 times they've played since 2006. 8 wins for Wigan. 7 wins for Birmingham. 6 draws between the two sides. Coming into this, though, Wigan did draw with Birmingham last time around when these two sides did meet last in March 2023 in the Championship. Earlier in the campaign, Birmingham did beat Wigan at St Andrews as a 2-1 win way back when then. Wigan on the back of that 2-1 loss to Wrexham. Birmingham back-to-back draws, drawing with Blackpool and now drawing with Stockport, dropping 4 points the last 2 matches. The odds for this one, Wigan are 50-4 for the victory, 11-8 on is your Birmingham, 5-2 is the draw. Just one of those games, I think. I think Wigan can get something out of this. They can be frustrating, and I do think this could be a bit of a blip in the season for Birmingham. Don't get me wrong, they'll still be in the top spot. We're going to go with a 2-2 draw at the DW. Maybe lastminute.com equaliser for Birmingham, but either way, another couple of points dropped for the Blue Noses. Meanwhile, Wrexham up against Peterborough, coming at you over in Wales. That's right, Wrexham are 3rd in the table, 67% form for them right now, coming into this on the back of a defeat. Up against Peterborough, Darren Ferguson, who is in trouble right now, I think, of losing his bloody job. Without a win in the last 4 matches, 18th for the table, 25 points for the season. They played each other 12 times in 2003. 2 wins for Wrexham, 4 wins for Peterborough. There's been 6 draws between these two sides. The last time they played over at this very venue in Wales, it was a 2-0 win for Peterborough back in February 2008. However, they also played each other this season at Peterborough. It was a 2-0 win for Wrexham. Of course, Wrexham on the back of the 2-1 loss to Barnsley. Peterborough on the back of that 2-2 draw against Burton. The odds here, 20-13 on is your Wrexham, 7-2 is your Peterborough, 3-1 is the draw here. Wrexham will win this one. Peterborough are in trouble. We're going to go with a 3-1 win for Hollywood FC. To close in the gap on top spot. And then finally, Wycombe up against Blackpool. Opportunity knocks here for Matt Bloomfield's side. 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 5. They are top of the pops with 50 points of the season. Up against Blackpool under Stevie Bruce, 15th for the table. 29 points for the season without a win, though, in the last 5 matches. They played each other 13 times in 2003. 3 wins apiece. 7 draws, of course. Last time around over at Wycombe, it was a 2-0 win for Wycombe back in September 2023. Wycombe on the back of a 2-1 win over Exeter. Of course, Blackpool with that 1-1 draw against Shrewsbury, back-to-back draws for them, but they're not getting wins. The last win was against Reading way back the 14th of December. The odds for this one, though, Wycombe are 5-4 on for the victory, 3-1 is your Blackpool, 27-10 is, of course, the draw. Going to go Wycombe on this one as well, 2-1 win to maintain their top of the table. Crunch, that's my pick size. Make sure, not my deck size, my prediction size, guys. That's my prediction right there. Make sure you get your picks in as well. We'll bring you back up to date with the prediction league when we come back. It is, of course, non-stop shop here in League One, but who, of course, will be top of the table when we next meet, which, of course, will either be next weekend. I don't know, because the FA Cup is coming, so we'll see all about that when, of course, it materializes. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Until then, we're done.